The Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research Corner. The JSCR column gives up-to-date information on research, breaking news, new concepts, and discoveries important for bridging the gap between the laboratory and the field. How to address finding a balanced lifestyle in the athletic setting, a perspective for strength and conditioning coach. Summary. Working professionals at some point during their careers will experience challenges associated with balancing both their professional and their personal obligations. Job sharing and flexible work schedules, prioritization, and integration are all strategies which can create more balance between work and personal life. Working professionals at some point during their careers will experience challenges associated with balancing both their professional and their personal obligations. This conflict has been termed work-life balance and has been reported as prevalent among these professionals working in their sport or athletic setting, especially coaches and athletic trainers. Although no formal data exists, strength and conditioning coaches endure similar working conditions as those of any athletic trainer. Therefore, many comparisons can be drawn from the existing literature. Most often, long work hours, unorthodox hours, and the demands of the job facilitate issues with life balancing. Continued experiences with life balancing issues can lead to increased stress, burnout, and job dissatisfaction, and retention issues. Therefore, it is important for both supervisors and strength coaches to be proactive to address these issues to avoid the negative outcomes. The purpose of this column is to provide some practical suggestions to the strength and conditioning specialist to enhance his or her overall quality of life through promoting a better life balance. Job sharing and flexible work schedules. Job sharing is an alternative work scheduling option that is used by many corporations, which has two individuals share the same job responsibilities, fulfilling them by each working a different portion of the week. The emergence of job sharing is reflective of today's working professionals' need for flexibility in work schedules as a means for them to address not only their professional responsibilities, but also their family and personal obligations. Job sharing and flex time are formal agreements between the employer and employee, and this time is not regulated by the U.S. Department of Labor. Therefore, there is a degree of creativity afforded by both parties. This was written in 2010. The traditional notion of both workplace alternatives to work scheduling may not be appropriate for the collegiate setting, but the core concepts can be applied to help create more continuity and flexibility with scheduling. Job sharing really is teamwork among colleagues with shared job description or work agenda. Therefore, in cases where a strength coach may need a morning off to go to the doctor with a sick child or get an oil change on their car, a fellow strength coach could cover the morning training session. This concept of job sharing or teamwork has been an effective tool implemented by many athletic trainers working in the collegiate setting as a means to create flexibility and control over work schedules. Another plausible option is allowing the strength coach to help create the work schedule, or at least feel as though his or her input is heard when creating lifting schedules or staff meetings. This strategy has been effective not only with athletic trainers working in the collegiate setting, but also with those working in the corporate setting, including IBM, DuPont, Scriber, and Alderman. Mazzaroli et al. Suggest the idea of gliding schedule for morning treatment sessions in which each member of the staff is able to have a morning off to attend personal obligations and interests. This selected day off is negotiated with the head athletic trainer to best fit the needs of the staff member. Communication among staff members and supervisors has been found as an effective strategy to reduce role strain, a component that can greatly influence life balancing and therefore should be advocated by both the strength coach and his or her supervisor. Those individuals working in the athletic setting, particularly the professional and collegiate setting, do not have the luxury of a 9-to-5 workday, or even the ability to implement what is considered a flexible work schedule or job sharing to create flexibility. However, by being creative and applying the basic premise of these policies, the strength coach can arrive at some degree of flexibility. Prioritization. Time management is one of the most commonly recommended practices to reduce stress. Within this umbrella term of time management falls establishing professional and personal priorities as boundaries. In a recent investigation, Mazzaroli et al. Found that athletic trainers working the Division I level were able to sustain a level of life balance by instituting daily priorities. These priorities include time for exercise, administrative duties, and fulfillment of workplace responsibilities. So at the beginning of each workday, write your to-do list, being sure to rank those items of high importance first. Considering using the ABCD method for a prioritization daily to-do list. A, must be done today. B, important, but not as important as A's, with a decline of completion in the near future. C equals valuable, but no timetable can wait. And D, not worth the time at the current moment, with a timetable of months. Do not, however, forget to prioritize some personal time, including social time and leisure activities. Another aspect of time management is avoiding role overload, which can be done by saying no to additional workplace responsibilities, delegating responsibilities, or evading, overextending, and committing yourself to additional responsibilities or obligations. Both personal and professional, the concept of saying no is very popular among these concerned with promoting life balancing for the working professional. Moreover, taking advantage of these strategies of prioritization can feel empowering and can provide the working professional with more control over his or her personal and professional responsibilities and schedules, a key fulfillment of work and life balance. By prioritizing and organizing your responsibilities, you will be able to reduce the stress that is related to meeting those obligations and help you achieve a more balanced lifestyle. Integration. At the core, the theory of integration is quite simple. Work and family life are not viewed as interdependent elements, but rather as necessary intertwining segments of a person's life. Organizations, recognizing that the working professional not only has paid work responsibilities, but also personal interests and domestic care concerns to address, which have been shown to influence the productivity level of their employees, have begun to institute policies that afford the employee the opportunity to find life balance. Flex time, as previously discussed, is the most common workplace option for employees looking to balance their work and home life responsibilities. Although an appealing workplace alternative, integration is not always feasible for someone working in the athletic setting, like the strength and conditioning coach or athletic trainer. Like the athletic trainer, there are periods of downtime during the day that can be used as me time to attend to personal interests such as exercise, or domestic care items such as laundry, getting the oil changed, or grocery shopping. Mazzaroli et al. Found that the notion of integration through the use of downtime as an effective means to promote life balancing for the athletic trainer. Supervisors should strongly consider the concept in integration because it has found to significantly decrease the absenteeism and turnover and promote a more rejuvenated individual who is more committed to his or her profession. So the next time you find yourself with an hour of free time during the day, remember your to-do list and take time away from your role as a strength and conditioning coach. Conclusion. Life balancing issues will continue to be a common impediment faced by many employed with the athletic culture. Strength and conditioning coaches can take an active role in reducing the number of challenges faced by implementing the aforementioned strategies. Remember to take time for yourself and get away from the daily stresses associated with your role. Be sure to prioritize both work obligation and personal interests, and to have support and encourage a cohesive team-like atmosphere as a means to find a balance. Relying on social support networks and practicing healthy eating, sleeping, and exercise habits are also effective strategies to address life balancing issues. Regarding strength and conditioning, coaches are encouraged to be creative when selecting what strategy is most appropriate for them and to reflect on their life goals. There are, of course, other workplace and life complexities that a strength and conditioning coach may experience, as does the athletic trainer. However, we have tried to address one of the more common burdens, finding a balance between professional responsibilities and personal domestic interests and needs.